Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Clutch Conversations. It's your boy Mike. Thank you all for coming out and joining us tonight. I hope y'all are having a fantastic Thursday evening. We got the homie Jaffy Exotics in the building tonight. We're going to get right to that in just a second. But real quick, reminder, please, if you're involved with this reptile hobby in any shape, form, or fashion, please go out there and support US Arc. If you're in Florida, please go out there and support US Arc Florida. Hell, even if you're not in Florida, please go out there and support US Arc Florida. You can find the link in the description of this video, both for US Arc Florida and for US Arc. US Arc is the organization which advocates for our freedom and responsibility to keep these wonderful animals that we all love and appreciate. So without further ado, we're going to bring the homie in the building. What's up, bro? What's good? Introduce yourself. Tell the people about what you do.
So I'm Jaffy Exotics. I'm from Toronto, Ontario. I breed ball pythons, but I like to get into some other stuff. So later on in the future, I plan to add some green trees, maybe some Amazon basin. I do have a Leachianus gecko, which I do plan to also breed, but that's more of like a little fun little project. Okay. And I also got a cresty male over at Elias's collection, and we do have a set of fertile eggs. So hopefully we get our feet a little bit in crested geckos. So they should be hatching. I've never bred geckos, so I don't know how long it takes, but it takes a little bit. So they should be hatching within the next month or two. But other than that, yeah, it's just reptiles is a part of my life since I was a kid.
So how many eggs in the clutch?
For the cresty?
Yeah, for the cresty.
So we got 2 fertile ones.
Okay.
And we thought that she would have been gravid after that because cresties usually live, lay like every month or so.
Oh, word.
So we got the first 2, and we thought we would get another clutch or 2, but I guess she just laid that one clutch, and maybe she'll go, but who knows? At this point, it's just, the 2 for now is fun, just to have a little something there.
Word. Nice little side project.
Exactly.
So you say reptiles is a part of life. How long you been into keeping reptiles?
So I want to say first, animals was always been a part of me. Like I remember even when I was with my mom and dad, we had a picture of me as maybe 4 or 5. I've always been fascinated with dogs. So there was a picture of me, my brother's somewhere in the field running, and I'm petting a dog at 4 years old, or 5 or something. So I always knew animals has been a part of me. So when I was growing up, I've always had just different, anything you can think of, I probably had it or try to convince my mom to have it. So I had and then reptiles, I was in maybe grade 10 or something, and I stumbled upon, of course, like everyone, Brian Barczyk's videos.
Okay.
And so I started seeing ball pythons, crested geckos, corn snakes, everything. And so around that time, I tried to get my mom to allow me for a ball python, and my mom was not having it. My mom, I remember I took her to we had a store here called a PJ's Pet Store. It's kind of like a Pet Smart for you guys, but we had our own little version here, and she seen a snake and she started shaking. So she's like, no, not that guy. So I was like, So pretty much it's been I think grade 10, I convinced her to let me get a leopard gecko, and then from that I worked up into a corn snake, and then once I got that corn snake, I was pushing, I was putting that pressure. I said, you gotta let me get that ball python. As soon as she said yeah, it was game over from there. Yeah,
game on.
It was game over. So I picked up it was at that time it was a fire and a pastel, and at that time it
male
was
or female?
It was a fire was a male, and then a pastel was a female.
Okay.
And in hopes of producing a firefly, and at that time it was maybe a firefly was $700-800. So I was seeing I had a little bit of money in my pocket, so just have fun with it, and then got into it a little bit more. My mom never knew because I would add different mutations, and once you have that rack, it doesn't matter if you have 3, 4, 10 in that one rack, you would never know. So I had that. I think it was maybe grade 12 or I think it was right after high school. So ever since then, I had snakes, and then I got out of it 7 years ago. And then sadly I did, but I got out and then
What made you
jumped
get
right.
out?
It was honestly, it was more about like kind of like to put it in words, it's kind of like I was defeated in a sense where my mom was on me for like the snakes. Like she didn't like them. She would see them because I lived with her at the time. And then some other kind of stuff happened with the snakes itself, like some bad things, like in terms of deals or whatever. So it
Got
kind of like broke me down. And at that time, I was like hustling, so like I would make whatever money and put it into the snakes. So after all that, it was almost like it just defeated me. So
Gotcha.
one day it just snapped, and then literally once I got rid of everything, I regretted it from the moment. So it is what it is. But all those years of just not having reptiles wasn't the same. You missed
Gotcha.
the simple stuff. So
How many years was that you went on a break?
so it was 7 years, and then last year I jumped back in.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So
so
it
what was
was.
the trigger that made you jump back in? And when you jump back in, did you anticipate doing it like as a business, or is it just kind of a hobby? Where you at with it?
So number one, I've always been in it. Like in terms of, I've always wanted to get back in it, but like I mentioned, I live with my mom, so it's hard to convince your mom after already allowing you, and then you got out of it. So I went to school last year for heavy equipment operating,
Word.
and then I told her like, okay, when I come back, I'm gonna get it. And maybe she thought I was bluffing or whatever, so I did it. And then a couple months later, I moved out, and then from there, it just boom, it just like everything just started clicking in my head. And I said, I live with my girlfriend now, so obviously I don't have to have my mom on me saying like, oh, you can't do this. So from there, it just blossomed to what I have now.
Gotcha.
So I never looked back after that.
Gotcha. I want to say what's up to people in the chat real quick. Lone Wolf Reptiles in the building.
What's going on?
Thanks for coming out. Takara, that's wifey. Thanks for coming out.
What's going on?
The homie Justin from Armless Angels. Thanks for coming out.
What's going on? He has some heat too.
Oh,
yeah.
Great heat, bro.
Yeah, Matt was telling me. What's going on, Spicy?
What's good? Stay dangerous.
What's going on, Nicole?
Nicole says, I'm here, but I'm walking, so she listening. She getting them 10,000 steps.
Okay.
Yes. Thanks for coming out.
Appreciate you guys. What's going on, Eric?
What's up? Shout out to the Super Classics.
What's going on, Justin?
What's up?
We got some heavy hitters in the building.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kent, what's good, bro?
What's going on?
So you know it.
Yeah.
It's a 10,000 step challenge going on in Ozzy Patreon right now.
Wow.
Every day in the month of July, I get 10,000 steps.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All right, so you're back in the game. You was out for a while.
Yeah.
You're back in the game. Now you're doing like serious. You're working on different projects. So talk about some of the projects and stuff you're in, and kind of why you are in those projects.
For sure. So in terms of the question you asked before, I forgot to mention this. So last year, so I met Austin maybe like a couple of years back. So obviously I knew he was into ball python. So I would always drool over what he was showing me. Like back in the day, a dreamsicle was a dream for someone, no pun intended. So like for him to show me like I have this dream, I'm like, what? Like you have all these things? Like yeah, he's like yeah, like he's been breeding for a minute, so obviously he has that crazy collection. So of course with him, and then eventually meeting Elias, I was able to see like like I can get into this combo. But the good thing with them is they push me to do better in a sense where it's like I'm not to knock anything in terms of the lower end kind of stuff, but because I don't want to have a huge collection, I'm more about having small but a powerful collection. Because like I mentioned,
quantity.
Exactly. Like I mentioned in Adam's podcast, it costs the same to feed a DG clown than it feeds a normal. So why not feed that DG clown if you can, of course, get one? But in my way is I got what I can afford and what I can, of course, have fun with. So Of course, being with Austin and Elias and Billy, I fell in love with Ultramel. So the Ultramel is definitely one of my favorite genetics. So I actually do have two clutches. I cut, I think it was yesterday with Austin and Elliott. So video will come out from that. It was a pastel Enchi double het,
Okay.
Ultima Pied to a double het Ultima Pie. So two females.
Oh, nice.
So I will say, spoiler, I didn't hit the Ultima Pied, sadly, but I hit some crazy combos inside. So definitely some holdbacks. But in terms of that, it's I also work with Clown. And then my dream is the Ultima Clown. So I picked up two double het Enchi Ultima Clowns. I picked up a pastel Enchi Ultima Het Clown female. And then I picked up, and then I picked up, she's crazy. And then I picked up a pastel leopard clown 66% het Ultima, which I'm hoping he will prove. But I put him in with the females now. He hasn't locked, but I'm hoping he'll figure it out. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite projects right now.
So Ultramel Clown is the primary project you focus on.
Yeah. Along with Ultima Pie, but Ultima Clown. If I could replace the Ultima Pies with Ultima Clowns, I would do it. But of course, diversity doesn't hurt.
Okay. And you say you got some DG too?
No, I actually have Hurricane Het Clown female, and then I have a pastel Confusion Het Clown female that were both bred to a Fire Batman. And then I have a Cinnamon Het Clown female that also was bred to the Fire Batman.
So what's your number one recessive? Is it Ultramel or is it Clown? Which one is your favorite?
Honestly, it's a hard one because Ultramel is of course it's Ultramel, right? So the Clown is so diverse. You can go super dark with Clown.
Exactly.
And then you can go super light with Clown. So in terms of a base gene, you put Clown and Ultramel together, it's almost 50-50 because Ultramel, of course, it has that purple tone, that orange, but then Clown is like, it's literally described as Clown. Like there's nothing other than, it's like, Clown, like sometimes people argue banana and Ultramel is like same. Of course it's not, but there's no comparable to Clown. Clown is
I heard people call Ultramel recessive banana, and I took offense to that, bro.
No, 100%. Like it's definitely not. It's 100% not. But at the end of the day, they ain't Team Ultramel, so
Team Ultramel.
It's 100%. Yeah, we know, we know how it is. But in terms of the two, I'd probably say Clown. Clown only because the diverse in terms of mutation look, but Ultramel, it's like a 49-51.
Gotcha.
So
it's making it.
Yeah, it's literally like
Yeah. I'm the same way. So I love Clown. Clown is like hands down my favorite morph.
Yeah.
Favorite recessive, favorite morph. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love all the stuff you can do with it. You already touched on it. You can go light. You can go dark.
For sure.
Pattern, you can go crazy pattern. You can do so much with it, and it's almost like it's not the same morph in a lot of ways, depending on what you put with it, because it's
100%
so crazy and just so like, at different spectrums. So I love Clown. Like Clown is like absolutely positively hands down my favorite. I love DG as well.
Yeah, DG's cool.
Of how it cleans stuff up and 100%. How it holds color and stuff as the animal ages and just kind of how that happens. So I love DG. I love Ultramel, and I love Ultramel Clown. Like, sometimes I go back and forth. I waver between Ultramel Clown and DG Clown. Which one of those projects are my favorite? And I'm probably like neck and neck in terms of like where I'm at with those two projects.
100%.
What I got. Maybe a little bit more with like a
DG
recent pickup. I'm a little bit more further ahead, like with the DG Clown, just because of the mail I picked up. But those are my favorites. And then Hypo and Pied, I love those two.
Yeah, Hypo Pied is. I actually have a Clown Pied Hypo female, and like that female, I literally got just to get, like just to like I literally have no male for her. Well, I was hoping if I hatched out a Ultra Pied male, I could have plugged it in with her, but I'll figure it out. But 100% Hypo is amazing. It's definitely on the come up now because people were brushing. Back in the day, I actually produced. It was an OD Hypo. This was what 20 2014 an OD. So I bought an OD het hypo, and I bred him to a lesser at the time. Like this is like groundbreaking pairings. Like these are like nothing now. But back then, like
yeah,
you were the king of the court. You produced some shit like that. So I did it was an OD het hypo. I knew he was het hypo, and then I bred him to a lesser in hopes, of course, of hitting the OD lesser. And the first egg I cut, it was an orange dream, or it was a normal. And then the second one I cut, I don't know why, but I looked at it, I'm like, I swear this is an OD hypo. So then I cut it more, and then I realized, like, this doesn't even make sense because she's not a het hypo. So I put it away. Then I did the rest of the video. At that time, I did YouTube. And then I put the clutch away, and eventually I hit a OD hypo, and then an OD het hypo, and 2 normals. So imagine I missed the odds on the lesser OD hypo and the OD lesser, but hypo at that time was definitely amazing. It's definitely like the DG before DG.
Yeah,
Everybody was plugging it. Yeah,
all of my hypo animals, they age nicely, bro. Like,
exactly.
I feel like people sleep on hypo. I like hypo.
So even as a het influence is crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'll show you my compine after. She's het, but she looks almost orange green.
Nice.
Yeah,
we definitely gotta ask you to show some snakes here in a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's your favorite animal you've produced to date? And how many clutches have you produced to date?
So back a couple years back, I produced the first year. I actually got a surprise clutch. So I bought a female, and then 2 weeks of owning her, she dropped a clutch. It was nothing crazy. I just produced 2 Mojaves and then 2 normals.
Okay.
The year after that is the one I hatched the OD hypo. It was just 1 clutch again. And then the year after that, it was I did a blitz project. So I had a blitz to an Enchi. I produced an Enchi blitz. It was a world's first at the time. Nice. Then I did blitz to Calico. I produced a blitz Calico, again, world's first. And then I did a blitz to a spot nose vanilla. And then I produced a blitz spot nose and then a blitz spot nose vanilla. So in terms of, at that time it was 3. So in total, at that time it was, 4? No, 5, I think it was. Yeah, because I had 2 and then 3. And then this year I have 3 on the ground, which is about to cut. And then I have possibly 2 more coming. I have the Hurricane about to drop this month, and then another one. So in terms of the best female or the best baby I ever produced was, you'll see. And Saturday I'll show you what it is, but I don't want to spoil it too much. But yeah, I was almost about to blurp it out, and then
dropping the Saturday, dropping the video on Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday I'll drop it.
Okay, y'all heard it, so y'all make sure y'all go check it out.
Yeah,
dropping this Saturday.
It's an Ultima, so I'll give you that.
Okay, word. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We got a few more people in the chat. What's good, Phil? Thanks for coming out.
On, Phil?
Alvaro, thanks for coming out. Kaiju, Dylan, what's up? Thanks for coming out.
What's going on?
The homie Shamir, what's good, family? Thanks for coming out. Nixon, Charles, thanks for coming out. Love the Ultramel combos, Team Ultramel.
Yeah, Brandon's got some heat too.
Team Monarch.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. if you want,
we ain't gonna beef over that.
I'm just kidding. I like Ultramel too. I like Monarch too.
Yeah, but, Monarch's cool.
Dominique, thanks for coming out. Gershon, what's good? Thanks for coming out. If it's your first time in the chat, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button, and please hit that notification bell. All right. So, what's your routine look like? So you working, you got snake, you got personal life. So how you balance all that? What's your routine?
So it's like I said, I like to keep it small in terms of collection wise. So I usually finish work. So I start work like 7, get home roughly 2, 3, because I'm lucky we get to finish a little early. So when I come home right away, I come to the collection. And because like I said, I keep it small, it takes like, of course, not every single animal poops or pees, so you don't have to clean every single animal.
How many
But I
snakes
still,
you got right now?
honestly, I ask that to myself every day. I got 3 there.
I couldn't tell you an exact number. I know roundabout, but I can't tell you.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. I think it's roughly now with the babies. It's probably like I'd say 40 maybe now.
40.
So yeah,
Okay.
something like that. So,
Right.
but the babies are not even set up yet. They're still in the egg, so they're I can't really count them. But yeah, it takes like not even 30 minutes. Like maybe like it depends. Yeah.
Okay. What about the YouTube videos? I know that's part of the routine as well.
Yeah. So what I like to do is I like to record like a bunch at once. That way, I just edit them, and then if I'm busy or whatever the case is, I can just still easily upload it. So, like for the 2 clutches I did, I already recorded them. I'm gonna edit them tomorrow, and then once they're edited, I have them stacked up for like a couple of weeks. So that
Does
way,
it
I
take
don't
you a
have
while to edit?
because I've been doing this before. It doesn't. It's not like nothing like Hollywood editing. So it's simple, like maybe 10 minutes. It just depends. Of course, if the video is 20 minutes, it takes a little longer, but it's usually like a 8 minute, 9 minute video, and then I condense it to like 5 minutes. So it takes like maybe 30 minutes, and I
Okay. What
rewatch it
software do
again.
you use?
It's so I have a Mac. It's is it the one that comes with the Macs? Is it iMovie? I think it's iMovie.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Yeah. So I need to do some YouTube videos, like
Yeah,
regular videos. It's not podcasts, but that's been my biggest
yeah, you got to show that
excuse.
heat.
Yeah, that's been my biggest excuses. I don't feel like editing. I don't feel like editing. So
Yeah,
I need to get on it though.
yeah.
But,
No, the one advice I will say is it's one day just do it. Like you know what I mean. Like it doesn't have to be a Hollywood type video. It just anything. Even if you're just showing your new addition, even like a 2-3 minute video. Once you get that routine, it's like a gym. Once you start going to the gym, you start to crave the gym, and
for
then
sure.
you just start to like, okay, let me do one this week. It's just the thing is once you stop is where you're like, I'll do it
Yeah,
next week. I'll
that's
do it next
exactly how it is with the gym too. Like
week.
once you
Hundred
start
percent,
going, because
100%.
I started working back out here recently. Like I had
Yeah,
paused for like a minute, but I'm getting back into the routine, and so now I crave it again, and I remember that
100%,
craving, and like you just
hundred
want to
percent.
go, you just want to get on it, you want to do all of what you need to do, but once you get
Yeah,
off of your routine, it's so hard,
it throws you
so
off
hard.
heavy. Yeah, no, it throws you
So
off. Like
best to just stay on it.
100%. I stopped recording. I think it was around December, and then from December till whatever time, I stopped doing videos, and I kept kicking myself because I was like, I need to go. I need to get back. I need to get back. But once I started, it's just boom, 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 boom every week. Especially if you're only doing once a week, it's almost like you have no excuse not to do one. It's just you just gotta find good content. Especially now that it's baby season, it's easy.
Word, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so are you close to your snakes now?
Yeah, yeah. You want me to show you some?
Yeah, you got to show that heat, bro. I'm gonna put you on the
Yeah,
solo.
yeah, for sure. Let me set it up here. So this is the Cornell Hide.
Is that the Hotbox incubator?
No, this is Cornell Worlds. It's an
Okay,
incubator here from Canada.
word.
So this girl is the Calm Pied.
Nice. Yeah, she is
The
bright, bro.
Yeah, there's a spot here that looks like. Let me get the camera. Super orange.
Yeah.
So people used to say like, "Oh, is she NC Calm Pied or OD Calm Pied?" As in, no, from what I'm understanding, she's just hypo. So it's probably the het hypo influence that really affects her color.
Mm-hmm.
But for what it is, she looks amazing. She's definitely probably the best example for a Calm Pied.
Yeah, she is nice, bro. Like
Yeah.
that patterning, like the splotches of colors, is like perfect, bro.
It's like look at that in the side. It's like super orange. This is the
So,
one like that one part right here because the camera kind of like distorts it a little bit. It's real nice.
so In terms of white on pies, what do you prefer? High, medium, low? Or you
Half,
don't have a preference?
half to 75%.
Half to
Because
75%. Okay.
yeah, because uh, it's almost like, yeah, it's a pied, but imagine getting like a 4 gene pied combo and it's only on the head.
Yeah.
Then it's like, like, like it's still a 4 gene banger, but it's just on the head. So it's kind of hard to like, wow, look at that, like, But so here's my pastel Enchi ultra male, 100% head clown female. She's gained some nice size.
Nice.
I got this girl from Europe, so it was kind of hard to get her. It took a while to come.
So
I can't.
explain that process, like the whole process for getting it shipped over. I guess it's
So you contact DDI Sanders, and then once Sander gets your paperwork filled out, they contact the seller, and then the seller sends him information too. And then once you get that all set up, I guess they usually wait. The way they did it with me was they waited for an expo, like I think it's Ham or like those big expos in Europe,
Mhm.
and then the people drop off the snakes or whatever you're shipping to them, and then from there after the show they ship the rest. Like they ship the whole box to someone, from example in Canada, and then from there they ship it to you. But I know for Kylan, he tells me when they order from Europe, they ship it. I guess like they have a set date, and then from there they get it shipped from someone else. So
Got
it's not a hard process, but it's a lengthy process because you have to wait for all these orders to come in at once, and then I guess they figure out when to ship it. So, and it's not too expensive. It's definitely more than regular shipping, but for what it is, you gotta obviously pick up some crazy heat. It wouldn't make sense to just ship like simple stuff.
right. That makes
But,
sense.
yeah.
So in terms of like how long the animal is in transit, like from any one.
It is a little while though. I will admit. I think. So he told me at that time. I was told by the breeder for the female. He gave it to Sanders. I think it was, let's say, for example, May 17th, right?
Uh-huh.
I think they held it, I guess, for some reason, and then I got it a month later. So I was a little worried because it was
So
a
was
month
it in the
later.
box the whole time or
No,
not?
from what I understood, Sanders sets them up in like a rack system at his facility,
Gotcha. Okay.
and then from
Oh,
there
wait,
he ships it.
what? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a pied female, double het exantic lavender albino.
Nice.
Yeah, she's a. This is like the perfect pied. There's white,
The
but there's
white.
also pattern, and then she has like a solid stripe that goes pretty much all the way down.
Yeah, plenty of real estate in terms of like the patterning. So you can
Exactly,
see,
exactly. Like let me open her up a
but then
little.
you still getting like the effect of the white for the pie.
Yeah, like
You
this
see?
part here looks crazy because it's like super black around the corners. Her brother's not like this. Her brother's a little bit more high white, but yeah, they're nice. I wish I could show you babies, but they're still in the eggs.
Celtic Balls, thanks for coming out. Welcome to the show.
And then this is the dad to the clutch. Like the two clutches I cut. He's a pastel Enchi double het ultima pied.
That's the female you're talking about, right?
No, it's a male. The
Oh, that's the
pastel
male.
Enchi. Yeah, he's the male that I used for the two female double hets.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm following you.
Yeah. He's just just a pastel Enchi. Nothing too crazy, but you seen with the ultima what it can do with the ultima looks crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's definitely one of those must-have codoms.
Make Gashawn very happy to hear you say that.
Enchi everything, honestly. I have literally Enchi in I think my Ultima Pied has Enchi stuff, and then my Ultima Clown has Enchi stuff.
Yeah, Inch is dope. I got a lot of Inch in the collection.
Yeah, let me show you my. I don't want to bother this girl too much, but this is the Hurricane who's gravid. Let me show you this. She's nesting now, but she's a big girl too, like 3,000 grams. I don't know if it's hard to see.
Yeah, she is a chunk.
Yeah, she's huge. She's in maybe 3 more weeks until hopefully she lays. But
Do you
ball
ultrasound?
pythons. Pardon me?
You ultrasound?
Yeah, we ultrasound. She had her pre-lay. It was last week. She ovulated and then she had her pre-lay shed last week. So
okay,
she's definitely well, she's no guarantee eggs, but she's laying something.
Yeah, something's coming out. We'll see what it is.
I can show you. I'm breeding some other stuff, so I can't show too much. But I got this girl. I have a lavender het pied female, which is a real nice example of lavender.
Oh, that's beautiful, bro.
Yeah, I actually picked her up from Austin. I picked
lavender
her up.
het pied.
Yeah, het pied. You see the marking here with that stripe. I don't know if it's hard to see because she's yellow, and then that dot. Usually when you see that, it's a good indication she's het. And then the striping along the dorsals. And then if you flip her tail over, you will see you definitely can't see it. She smells the rats in the room. That's probably what it is.
Lavender is so nice, bro. Like
it's
real
nice.
I keep trying to talk myself out of getting to it because I don't want to get into any more recessives right now.
Yeah, no.
But it's
lavender, it's definitely like a little fun project,
Yeah.
I'm not too heavy into the lavender, but it's definitely it's always nice to have little fun projects because you can, of course, produce the stuff you really want to make, and then you produce the stuff to just have some fun with.
Right. Yeah, it's nice. I think Justin posted some lavender stuff. I think it was today. Yes, Thursday. He posted some nice stuff out there.
Yeah, I gotta watch that video.
He drop a lot of heat on Morph Market like every Thursday.
Like
clockwork. That's his day.
It's crazy too because if you picture it, it's like the stuff he's selling is the stuff he doesn't want, but the stuff he's selling is like stuff that people want. Like it's like
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
it's years ahead of like a lot of what you already have in your collection.
Yeah, it's like how do you have this? Like he had one male. It was a leopard DG hypo double het clown pied.
Crazy.
Who has that? Like realistically, what are you even gonna breed to it? Like you don't have something that can, like, you know what I mean? Like if I had that male, I could have bred him to my clown pied het hypo, make leopard clown hypo pieds het DG. But other than that, it's not like you're gonna see triple heads. Like it's like, Justin, who's gonna get this? Like you're literally getting it just to get it. Like, but like he's producing some heat. He's definitely inspirational. He definitely took breeding to a whole
new level, like a whole new stratosphere, bro.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
motivational though.
100%. It's like Ozzy too. Ozzy produces. You seen that triple recessive? I think it was a hypo ultra clown het pied.
Yeah, the one that he produced, or he posted like last week.
Yeah. It was a pied triple het to a triple het.
Has he posted any pictures of it shared yet? I don't think I seen it.
I don't think so. I think he just posted it hatching, but
okay, yeah.
Even from a triple het to a triple, he produced it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it, bro. Like, that's another one. Levance too. He having some heat too.
Yeah, like the Hurricane is from Levance.
Okay, yeah.
So
I think I remember seeing that on YouTube too. The unboxing video.
Yeah. But he's already got Hurricane and DJ Clown. It's like, what? Where did you forget that? Yeah.
In fact, when you say when you just mentioned some of the stuff Justin has, and he's like, "Who has that?" First person I thought of,
Levance. Yeah. The thing is, like with Levance, is his collection is not huge. From what I'm understanding, it's not a huge collection. So it's like my mindset, like small, but like when his not even powerful, it's just astronomical. Like it doesn't even make sense how powerful it is.
I think that's the best way to go, right?
100%.
Yeah, to keep a relatively small collection, and that number and what's small is different for everybody.
100%,
But
100%,
quality over quantity, I think.
100%. Yeah, like my ideal would be probably maybe 20 breeders, and of course 20 heat. It has to be heat, and that's probably, and like let's say if 10 go, I'll be happy.
Gotcha.
Like, you know, 'cause I
Okay.
still want to have time to, you know, do your life work. If you're staying in the snake room for more than 2 hours, it's a little too long for me. That is.
Yeah, and
But
it's different for everybody. I ain't gonna lie,
yeah,
we've been here a little bit longer than 2 hours. In fact, quite longer than 2 hours a lot of times.
yeah,
But it's
yeah.
different. It's different for everybody.
100%, 100%.
Yeah,
It's just my
and
comfort
then
zone is
exactly, and then
yeah,
it probably changes over time. Like
100%.
maybe 2 years from now, you might feel different about like
four
what you
hours.
do, and I might feel different about what I'm
Yeah,
doing. And so
hundred
it just,
percent,
but you just got to be real
100%.
with yourself and do what makes sense for your situation and what you're comfortable with.
Exactly,
So you can keep
exactly.
that balance. Just like everything, it's all about
Everything,
balance.
100%. Even with me, it's like I don't want to
You know,
keep
so it's right.
just yeah. I don't want to keep just ball pythons. I want to keep like ball pythons, as I mentioned before, green tree pythons. You know, like just to have that, you know, that still, because not to say when you're looking at the same thing all the time, you may lose interest. It's not that. It's just, you know, just to keep that excitement still there, that fire burning in your chest. Just yeah, super anchi slants. Yeah, 100%. He actually
So,
has a anchi grail. That thing looks crazy.
I think you're talking about Justin. It's only an
Yeah,
8 gene. I gotta
yeah,
sell
no,
it.
100%.
What am I gonna do with this?
AG with two recessives. It's quad het for something.
Like,
Yeah,
it's his super
especially
classic.
that genetic testing. I'm sure if you just tested Justin Snakes, they'll be het pied, het this, het that. That's how he built the collection. He had a whole bunch of 50% heads.
Yeah, Nicole said Ozzy too.
Yeah,
It's small compared to like some other people
hundred
collections.
percent
Yeah, I think it's a lot of value in just having that small collection,
powerful.
but powerful, right? Because like you
Hundred
said,
percent.
taking care. There's no difference between taking care of a normal
Yeah,
and taking care of a DG clown
yeah,
pet pod that you got from Justin.
yeah. Only difference is price.
Hmm.
The initial
But
investment.
yeah, the initial investment,
Other than
and then
that,
the
that's
ROI too. In theory, the
yeah,
ROI should be higher on the
yeah,
money more.
yeah.
But yeah, as far as like workload and stuff like that,
100%. Yeah.
and then
Like
you
I
work
mean,
with something this super site. I mean, different things excite different people. But if you're like trying
100%.
to create like designer morphs and stuff like that, then you working with something that you working towards, and it's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take some
100%.
planning and some time, and so
100%.
you like. I feel like you're just more motivated if you're like really working towards the goal and like the ultimate
Exactly.
project that you want to do.
Exactly. Yeah. My end goal is definitely to hit Ultima Clown Pine.
Nice,
That's the
nice,
dream. So I'm trying to plug in the Ultima stuff, the Ultima Pied stuff into the Ultima Clown stuff.
nice.
Yeah.
Are you gonna work Fusion into your Ultramel stuff too?
That's what I was thinking about because Confusion is super dark, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So imagine like that wacky pattern, but then the Ultramel influence is in there too. So it's like purple. So like it's a lot. Even I wanted to do Hurricane too because I got the Hurricane female too.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a lot. Like, you know, the way I look at it is like, let me decide what I'm gonna do for next season when I get all the babies together, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll keep you, use you for this, use that. So, but I definitely want to put. I even want to put Confusion into Hurricane and see what that would look like.
Has that been done?
From what I understand, I think so. I think Scott Foster has.
Oh, Scott from Morph Magic.
I think so. Yeah.
He got some heat, bro.
Oh, he has some more than heat. He has some like like a lava. I would even like heat burns. Lava stings and burns and everything. Like his
Like
stuff is
I
cool.
talk to him fairly regularly,
Yeah.
like on Facebook and then
Yeah.
sometimes
Same.
but I got an animal from him. And like
Yeah.
every now and then, like we'll pick up the phone and call and like talk. And like he loves to talk snakes. Like one time we was on the phone for like an hour, I was like, bro, we should just got on the show.
Yeah,
he don't like getting in front of the camera and stuff like that. At least
which is understandable.
we'll keep working on it.
But he's got some fire. I think he had because I seen a one male. I was like, what is that? And I think he told me it was a Confusion Hurricane Leopard. I think that's what it was. Clown. I forgot the clown. So it's a Confusion Leopard Hurricane Clown. And I'm like, what? Like, how do you even have, like, he has some fire stuff. Like,
that's the one he posted, like, probably like a month or two ago.
Yeah, I think that's the way.
Locked
it was
up.
in the. Was it locked? The one I seen, I think, was in the corner. It was like in the back of the tub.
Okay.
It might have been locked up, but I don't. Maybe, but I know he posted it like a month ago. It was like a month or so ago, so it could have been the same one.
Yeah.
But no, he's got some crazy stuff. Like
crazy stuff, bro.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to see what he produces.
Yeah.
He
working with like basically nothing but heat.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Yeah. So you touched on this a little bit, but kind of you're not really new. I don't want to say being new to the breeding game, but what's your advice for like any new breeders coming in, like kind of just getting back into it yourself? The game kind of changed at least somewhat from 7 years ago. What's your advice for a new person coming into the game now?
Yeah, so even for me, right? So not having ball pythons for like 7-8 years, it almost like, for example, back in the day, I was able to pop snakes. Now I can't even do it to save my life. So my advice is definitely do a lot of research. Go sit down. If you want to do this as a business, if you want to do this as a hobby, if you want to do this, just to do it for fun, make sure you have a plan. Because the number one thing I appreciate it was having Austin and Elias and Billy beside me. Because if I didn't have them, I would be buying DG projects. I'd be buying lavender projects. I'd be buying toffee projects. Stuff that eventually could work together. But of course, you don't want to have things all over the place, because if you don't have an actual goal, it would be harder to hit what you want to hit. Like, for example, my Ultima Clown stuff, I want to eventually work it into the Ultima Pi. So by default, it can intertwine.
Right.
So it's a little bit easier to do that. So my goal is to, number one, have a plan. Make sure you know what's going on. Make sure you know what you want to work with. Make sure, you have a for sure plan. Number two, if you can, try to get yourself a mentor, someone that you can fully trust, because there's some mentors out here who could see you as a dollar sign. So, they could be like, oh, work with this. Oh, here, I have a mail. You can have this. So like find yourself a real good mentor and just, just enjoy yourself. Like at the end of the day, when you're in it, like for me, all those 7 years, like cleaning poop, I missed. Like as weird as that sounded, cleaning poop, I really missed.
It's therapeutic, bro. Or should I say it's therapeutic?
You're muted.
I'm muted? You can't hear me?
Is it me? Hold on. One minute. Oh, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe my AirPods maybe died or something.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah. But like, you sorry.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go back to that mentor piece, and you mentioned like linking up with Austin, and Billy and the crew. So how did that happen?
So like I mentioned before, I met Austin from a friend. So I have a friend, and then he introduced me to Austin, and from then on, it seemed like pretty much I knew Austin from years. Like that's how close we got. And then, of course, meeting Austin, I was able to meet Billy, and then Elias. Well, Elias, then Billy, and then I go over there, help out a bit and stuff. So, because like I do construction, so when I'm not working, I don't want to just sit at home and do nothing. So I go over there and help out. Plus I'm learning, so it's not even like I'm going. The way I looked at it was, I'm going there to learn and hang out with my boys. So we just have a good time. We just enjoy ourselves, and then because of that, I was able to ask them, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? I get their 2 cents, and then I go about it, whatever way I feel like is appropriate. So for the hurricane, I asked Austin, what should I do? Should I get it? He's like, get it. Boom. I got it that minute. So it's like, just to have that kind of leadership helps you have that collection, because without, not to say without people, but it definitely helps you. You see it one way, but if you're asking a couple people, they can guide you into a whole different direction, and that direction could be even better than your direction, or even that direction could be, maybe you can, like, you know what I'm saying, like, it's debatable. So it's always good to have that extra opinion, just to have another judgment. So it's
Right.
nice like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's going
Got
on?
Wiz in the house. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
Justin says he's got about 80. That's his sweet spot.
Yeah, breeder females or 80 in total? Maybe breeder females.
I'm not sure. Put in the chat, Justin, 80 total or 80 breeder females? So what do you like most about the hobby? If you had to pick one thing to say this is my absolute favorite thing about the hobby, what do you like the most?
Honestly, it's the passion. Like, in terms of like, you and me would have never met if it wasn't for this hobby. Maybe like, one day I came to Florida, I stumble upon you, and I say, "Oh, what's going on?" We hanged out. But in general, it's just the people. The people, like, I'm always a people person, so, like, just to talk up, like you mentioned before, you talked to Scott for an hour. In what world can you just talk to somebody that you barely know, whatever? Just
Exactly.
that simple fact that you both love a snake, you can talk for 2 hours, 3 hours. Like, me and Colin, we talk on the phone sometimes an hour or two, just talking about, oh, ultimate this, also, or this and that. Like, it's just the love of our passion is definitely is what drives me every day to wake up, enjoy myself, come home, clean, feed, and yeah, it's just everything about it.
Yeah, it's bringing a ton of people together, like from all kinds of different walks of life.
Everything. Even now, you got Justin shipping out to South Korea. You got him shipping out to Europe. You got him shipping out everywhere. So it's definitely amazing. I love it. I enjoy it.
So, do you plan on getting involved like international shipping, like the other way? So, I know you received one from overseas, but do you plan on selling overseas too?
Eventually, yeah. Like, I have babies up for sale eventually, and luckily it's not hard to ship to the States. In terms of, like, outside of the States, if it works out, it works out. We can do it. But for the States, yeah, I definitely plan to, because our market is a certain amount here, but of course it's bigger in the States. So if of course, if somebody wants something from here, it's easy. It's not hard to do. It's just a matter of asking a shipping company, filling out the paperwork, and then sending it. So I definitely plan to.
So, what's something that you didn't expect in the hobby? Like, what's the biggest thing that made you say, "OMG, I didn't expect this"?
Honestly, maybe back in the day it was a little bit more negative in terms of like um, like the OGs weren't really there to help you as much, if that makes sense. Like, now,
Appreciate you coming out, bro.
let's see if so now it's everybody's super friendly, which is amazing. Back in the day, it wasn't really like that, and I'm
So, what do
talking.
you think changed that?
Who knows? Like, honestly, like, because if I've been in the game, I could see why people were like that. But because I've been out of it for that long, it's hard for me to say what it was. Maybe it's because now there's so many people involved. It's harder to be kind of, like, I guess, mean to people, because
Right.
now they can be like, they tell 20 people, and those 20 people tell 30 people, and then now your reputation is a little bit tarnished. But
Right. Then, with how quickly like stuff travels on social media,
yeah,
another thing. Hey.
yeah. So in terms of why they're like that now, I don't know, but at the end of the day, it's for the better. So it's definitely an amazing. It's definitely an amazing thing.
So, what's been the most challenging thing for you?
Patience. Like, I have no patience. Like, even back then, I had no patience. So it's like Like for example, breeding the double het to double het. I knew it was a long shot, but I was looking at this like pretty much a year ago today ish is when I got the pair, the trio. So a year later, and then to not hit the ultra pie definitely crushed me. But I did produce some nice babies, so it's about definitely patience. I'm
Yeah.
learning how to develop the patience.
Yeah, it's definitely patience is the name of the game.
100%.
Like if you're not patient, you're either gonna learn to be patient or you're gonna get out.
You lose your mind. Yeah, it's definitely the case.
Yeah, it's definitely patience.
Yeah.
So we already really kind of talked about your breeding goals. I'm just trying to go through some of the questions I have for you.
For sure.
So is there anything specific you want to be known for in the hobby? Like if we look back 20 years from now and like breeders in the hobby, then what do you want them to say about you?
Honestly, um, other than just obviously of what I produced, just my personality. Like I'm a friendly person, so if anybody had any questions, always hit me up. If I don't answer it right away, of course, eventually I'll get to it. So it's more about not about what I produced, but it's more about just me as a person. Just they can always depend on me. If you, even just to talk, I'm always here. So that's how it is. Of
What
course,
drives you to be like that? Like is that just you personally?
that's just how I was. That's how it. Like maybe it's just the way I was raised, but like I'm a big guy, but people always know me as like a gentle person. So like I've always been like that. It's just if anybody needed help or anything, they just talk to me. I'll do what I can. Of course, I'm not gonna kill myself to do it, but of course I'll do what I can and
True,
eventually try to fix it.
true. That
Yeah,
makes sense. That
yeah.
makes sense. And so, like, obviously, when you're breeding, like, there's ups and downs, and you kind of spoke to some challenges earlier. But are there any other challenges you want to speak to, like
Uh,
your bigger challenges
like I guess the biggest one,
or bigger failures? I should say. I'm sorry, I said challenges, but I really make kind of like a failure.
yeah, like I mean, I don't know if you would consider a failure, but like females not eating or stuff not eating. But in terms of like anything serious, I never really had anything. Luckily, I don't want to jinx anything.
Fortunately, yeah,
Like other than just like I mentioned, missing the odds on the ultrapod, it's more about just feeding. Like sometimes like I have two females right now off of feed completely. So one hit 11 millimeters, and the other
okay,
one should be ovulating. So hopefully that's what she's off for feed for. So it's nothing too crazy here.
gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah, I haven't had anything like too crazy. I imagine if you do it long enough,
a hundred
you'll come
percent,
across something. But
100%.
we've been fortunate in that regard. We haven't had anything that's been too crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, like you mentioned, when you have 100, 200 snakes, there's gonna be something that dies or something that it's life. Like,
Right,
it's not guaranteed to be alive forever. So
right.
yeah, yeah, I'm fortunate enough. I can say I'm fortunate enough.
I would say, and this is minor, like in the grand calculus of reptile keeping.
Yeah.
It's is minor, at least in terms of like the health of the animal and stuff like that. But we have had a snake that we raised up for a couple years, thinking it was a female,
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay,
and,
then I had one that happened too.
and it was a boy.
Yeah, I bought a female double het Ultima clown, and that was along with the import I got in, and it turned out to be a male. So that one also crushed me too, because I would have had a breeder female Ultima clown female, but it is what it is. It
Yeah,
definitely crushed me in the moment, but can't really do nothing.
yeah, it happens. It definitely motivated me to get better at sexing,
100%.
and I'm still not like I'm not Billy. Like the way Billy do it, like Billy made me feel like I could never get to that level. Like he just does it so easy. It's like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
dang, bro.
Even to find out they were male, it was a male. I didn't even do it. It was Austin. Austin came so randomly. I don't even know why we did it, but we popped them, and I never pop my anything I get in. I never usually pop it, only because I'm assuming if you're selling as a female, it's a female. So this one import that the import came in, it was the pastel leopard clown, the double het female alleged. the pastel Enchi ultra male het con, and I think it was those three, and then Austin popped them, and we popped the normal double het female, and we seen hemipenes, but we're like, what? This can't be. So we popped them again, and the hemipenes didn't pop out like that. It was like I don't know if you've seen it before, but they're like that. It's like they're barely creeping out. So we thought, okay, maybe it's a male, but like even Austin was like, I'd say it's 99.9, it's a male. So we brought it back. We took the ultrasound. We came to my crib, and then we did it. And then we tried to ultrasound it. Obviously, we found no follow clothes. And then we popped it again, and then his hemipenes finally popped out. So I said, damn, it is what it is. But of course, the son did send the money back, but it's not an easy fix to ship it back to Europe, and then
right. Yeah, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah,
the male that we had, like, and she's huge. I still say she because like I still don't get it right. Like the male that we had, and she's huge.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, he's huge. Like he's like 2,500.
Wow.
Yeah, and so like he was growing. Like
I'm sure he was.
It was we got two snakes at the beginning. It was supposedly two girls.
Yeah.
It was him, and he was about 300 or so grams at the time.
Yeah.
And then, like a super pastel mocha hatchling, and so she was like a baby. She was probably like maybe 100 at the time. So those are like the first two ball pythons we got. So we grew them up. They both growing, and like he was just getting big, and it was like I said, it was one of the first ones. It was the first one we got, in the first two we got, and never popped it or anything like that. Just kind of assumed, like you said, just assumed it was sold as a female.
Yeah,
female, and nothing has happened thus far to make me think it's not a female.
Yeah.
And I started like gradually like learning how to pop, and again, I'm still not like a pro at it, but some of our snakes started getting to the point where we was like pairing them or whatever.
Yeah.
So we put a male in there with him.
Female, yeah.
Yeah. And then
did you hear
it? No lock. And then we put another male in there again. It's no lock. And then you hear a rumbling, like what the hell is going on? And so
rumble.
Yeah, they know. Duking it out. Like, man, if you don't get him out of here with me.
Yeah.
So like tried to pop, and even then still didn't see like no hemipenes or whatever, but did see like a little bit of sperm plugs, and it was pretty wet. And so like I went to my homie Jordan from HA Reptiles.
Yeah.
And we popped it, or he popped it, and was able to like struggle with it and get the hemipenes to pop out. And so it was a boy. We still got him though. Like,
yeah. Did you end up telling the seller, or it's long gone by then?
Yeah, I told him, but it is what it is at this point. Like it's like this is like almost 2 years after the fact.
Yeah. Versus mine was, I got it, and I think it was the next day I told him, or I think it was that day I told him, and then we ended up resolving it because he wanted a video, which is understandable. He wanted a video evidence.
Right. That's understandable.
Yeah, like I see where he's coming from. So of course I didn't take it to any offense, and then we sent him a whole video, body, everything, and then flipped it over, and then he popped it. And yeah, it is what it is, like you said.
Yeah, it's definitely been something that was definitely my motivation to get even better at popping, and hopefully I'll be a pro like Billy one day.
Yeah. Even see Austin and Ali, they can do it with one hand. Sometimes it's like like they'll be holding it, and they just like, I don't even know how. Like I couldn't even tell you what they do because I try to do it, and they're like, for me. They just do something like boom, boom, boom. They pop it all the time. It's like, damn. Obviously, they know what they're doing. These guys, they know what they're doing. Yeah, it's just practice.
And it seems like it's easier to mistake a male for a female than it is vice versa. Because sometimes, like the hemipenes don't come out.
100%. Like I mentioned, this boy is allegedly 2 years old, right? So in theory, his hemipenes should be like pretty big. But it was like when we first popped them, it was so small. I can see it being a baby, and when the original owner popped it, maybe he didn't see it. You know what I mean? So like like I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I said, okay, I can see where you got the accent, because even when we popped it, it's not like two big hemipenes popping out. It's like very, very small. And then even till after we finally popped them, even till then, it's still small. So I see the mistake there. But of course, it's just like, it is what it is. But always try to make sure you check. And worst case scenario, obviously they're gonna make it up to you. They're obviously good, but
right. Yeah, and with this one, it was a struggle to get the hemipenes to come out. And so I can see how if the original owner popped it, or the breeder popped it and missed it, I can see that happening.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially 20, like 1,000, 2,000, they can hold it back. They can fight you to not pop it.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is understandable.
We got Chip in the building. Thanks for coming out, bro. Who else we got? Esteban. Thanks for coming out, bro. It's all good.
What's going on? Esteban.
We got Will in the building.
What's going on, Will?
Thanks for coming out. Who sells good probe kits with all the sizes and not the cheap pointy ones? Do you have a probe kit?
No, me personally, no, because I usually just get one of them to pop it.
Yeah, I got a probe kit, but
I personally don't trust myself to do it.
I got it from Reptile Supply Company, if I'm not mistaken, and it's not the pointy one; it's the one with like the little small balls on it.
Yeah. Those are the good ones.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust myself.
Chip says he got his from Reptile Basics. What I need Reptile Basics to do is get some more of those rat breeding tubs in stock. I need some more.
Reptile Basics, like the Amazon. Even back in the day, they were still using some stuff.
So yeah, some of those cheap kits look like they could pierce a snake, and they're so sharp and pointy. Yeah. You pretty frozen thaw,
right? Technically, like half. Like I prefer frozen, but ball pythons. They can literally eat frozen for a year, and then out of nowhere they're saying, "Nah, I don't want it." So I do live, the ones that do live, and then frozen, I do of course the ones that eat frozen. So like it's like I'd say like maybe three snakes eat frozen.
Do you breed your own?
No,
for the live you got.
I wish.
Okay.
It's not in Toronto. You can't do it. Like the city-wise, you can't do it.
Word. Okay.
You can get in trouble. But I mean, if there's people doing it, I'm sure they're doing it low key. But
low key, yeah.
But I usually just go to the store.
Yeah. I do all live.
Yeah.
Just because I get them from a local guy here.
Yeah.
They give me a real good price. And recently we started breeding like ASFs.
Yeah. How do you like them?
I like them. The upkeep is not that taxing.
Yeah.
We only have three. We got 3 colonies. Okay. So the first colony we had, and we kind of staged our colonies. So we got colony A, B, and C, and so like we had that first colony at first.
Yeah.
They were pretty much breeding size adults. In fact, 2 of the girls were already pregnant. The first litters of babies they had, like they had the litters like 1 or 2 days apart, and they ate every single baby, every single one, bro, every single one.
Oh wow!
And I was like, man, and so it was like really bad from square one. And so like I just kept doing research, kept asking people, and so some people say like the first litters they can do that. Then I started increasing their protein. Exactly. Yeah. I started doing that. Like I put mealworms in there. I put like some treats in there. Like I just put a whole bunch of extra stuff in there to keep them like munching on that kind of stuff. So they'll munch on the babies. And so like there's 2 litters in there with them right now, and 1 litter is pretty much weaned. We'll probably separate them this weekend. Yeah. And then the other litter was just recently born, so they're doing well now. And then the other colony has had some, and those babies probably like a week or 2 for being weaned. And then the last colony that we got, they're fairly young, so they haven't had any babies yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to do mainly, of course, rats, but I want to do like maybe a colony of ASFs. But
And then the ASFs, like the smell is not that bad compared to like other, like the Norwegians. I haven't bred the Norwegian.
but even bringing them into feed, it's like some of them sometimes they stink. Like it's
Yeah, but the ASFs is nothing. Like we put pine pellets in there, we put pine shavings in there,
yeah.
and we be straight.
Yeah, no, I've been to a friend of mine. He lives out of Toronto, of course. He was breeding ASFs in like a room. It's like he has I think it's a carbon filter in the room. But I remember the first time we went in, it almost smelled like nothing. Like, and he has a good amount in there. Like, there's easily 500-600 ASFs in there.
Oh wow, yeah.
When we went, we picked up 200 ASFs, and those were like grow outs already. So he had a good amount, but of course it's like it did have a certain smell, but it wasn't like you walked in, you can't even breathe.
Right, yeah. We change out the bedding like weekly.
Weekly,
We
yeah.
probably get away with a little bit longer, but we just do it on a weekly cadence.
Yeah, it's better to do it more frequent than
like
the way I look at it is if I'm gonna clean and it takes me 3 hours once a week, it's not the end of the world. If it's like 3 hours a day, okay, then you gotta let it.
That's different. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the lab cages, bro. So they got like 3 sizes, 2 maybe, 2, maybe 2, but I think it's 3. And
one, it's like a cage at the top. It's like a tub, and then there's like a cage at the top, and then it kind of slopes like that.
Yeah. And so like it's the food hopper, and then the other side you put the water in there.
Yeah. Those are nice ones.
That's what we use, and it's worked for us. And it's got like I think it's 1/4-inch bars, but it's pretty small, and so you ain't got to worry about your babies escaping through it or worry about them. And it's pretty thick too, and so you don't got to worry about them chewing through it either. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, those guys can chew.
Nicole said that's what she's got. She feels like a pro prober.
Yeah. I wish I could buy it.
He said they get those rat tubs from China from $7. I need them to send me some of them $7 tubs.
Everything. They're even making I think I've seen they're making enclosures and everything.
So 1.4 colony got about 90 ASF babies on the ground. Yeah, I'm loving the ASFs.
Yeah.
Chip, Missouri, 6F is fine or anything, 18% up. What we got? Uniquely.
What's going on?
Thanks for coming out. Says I clean mine every week. I don't go much longer than that, or you can start to smell them. But I just use the pine shavings. I haven't tried with the pellets underneath yet. Yeah, we probably using too much pellets, to be honest.
Yeah,
because we put pellets across like the whole bottom.
Yeah,
I saw one video where a guy, like, we cover like the whole bottom of the thing, but I saw one video where a guy just put them in the corners, like a whole bunch in the corners, because they like to go pee and stuff in the corner.
Yeah,
so really want that stuff there.
Yeah,
like a little bit in the middle.
Yeah. He told me they like to go in one corner. They all go there.
Yeah. They all go to the same spot. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
That's the restroom.
So the pine pellets, is that for the to absorb the pee, or that's to make the poof kind of fall down?
It absorbs. It's like a liquid absorbent. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it also helps with the smell.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely see eventually when I buy a crib, I definitely want to breed some. It doesn't hurt, even if I just get enough to feed hatchlings, that's all that matters.
Yeah, because I got a few that I think I got 2, 3 that only take ASFs.
Yeah, I only got one.
So. You only got one that does that?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I only got one that feeds ASF. So
okay, and for me, it's not a consistent supply like here locally. Like sometimes the guy, especially for like the size I need, sometimes the guy have them, sometimes he won't, and I won't really know it, and because he don't really know until like that day, and so it's like hard for me to plan around that. And there's another guy who I can go to and get ASFs, but it's hard to do it at the last minute. So I want to have like my own supply.
100%. The way you did it, smart.
Yeah, Chip says he only puts pellets in the corners. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna start doing and see if that works.
That
Because
way,
I mean, we're using a good bit of pellets right now. So if I could just put it in the corners, that's even better and more cost efficient.
smart. It's smart.
Cool. So I got some random questions for you.
For sure.
So if you could live anywhere in the world, anywhere, where would that be and why?
Honestly, it'd probably be still here. Like as much as it's funny to say, like
Shout
it's
out to
one of those where, like, I know this place from like the back of my hand, right? So it's like, not to say if you throw me into a new place, I wouldn't feel comfortable, but like it's already like, why switch it if it's nothing wrong, Other than the market here to buy a house is crazy. Like I'm sure it's like that everywhere. But
yeah, it's crazy right now.
here to buy a box on the street is $1 million. So other than that, like aside from that, Toronto's amazing. I don't think I would leave. Maybe if anything, move a little bit up north or something where I can get a bigger property.
So you were born and raised in Toronto?
Yeah, yeah. All my life. I was born downtown and then raised around the area here.
So how big is Toronto like population wise? Like
So Toronto is a main city, right? And then surrounding Toronto, you have the GTA. So like technically, I think it's like five. I guess you would call them boroughs. I think it is.
okay.
Well, they're like it's a couple of million. I think majority of people in Canada, I think, is in Ontario. So Ontario is our province. So in terms of Toronto, maybe 6 million people, maybe 7 million. Like obviously population increases, decreases over time,
Yeah.
but it's around that.
Yeah,
It's
I was way off. I was way off. Are you a big hockey fan?
honestly no, like I'm not a huge hockey fan. Like
Yeah. When I was at Penn State like a few weeks ago, and
yeah,
they gave us a tour of like their hockey arena,
yeah.
and like it was some people that was from Toronto. It was like, nah. Everybody was like, yeah, let's go see it, let's go see it. And people from Toronto was like, that's
Yeah.
nothing.
If you want to see hockey, you come here. Everything's hockey here. There's even a private school that they're known to have like future hockey players.
Word.
It's a private school, so
Word.
that's where the future hockey players go.
Nice.
Yeah,
So next question.
yeah.
If you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who would those three people be and why?
Wow. Any three people, dead or alive. I would say, I'd say, so dead, I would say maybe Tupac.
Word.
Just to see, and not even see, just to listen to what he would say. And then alive, it would be definitely someone. It'd probably be maybe Will Smith because that's my idol when I grew up.
Word.
And then somebody in the ball python game, maybe Ozzy or Justin. Like it's like a one-on-one. That way, it's literally only you asking questions and they're answering them. So there's no other person saying, "Oh, but no." It's just me and them. Just the whole time. It's probably be Ozzy or Justin.
Dope. If you get a chance to kick with Ozzy, talk with him about the snakes and also talk with him about business ventures too.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Pegula. And I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah. That's just cool.
Big homie Reggie, what's up, bro? Thanks for coming out.
What's going on, Reggie?
All right, so who would so you said Ozzy, you said Tupac, and who's the third?
It would be Will Smith.
Will Smith. Okay.
Yeah, that was my favorite show, bro.
So he's a big Fresh Prince of Bel-Air fan.
I watched that like 3 times and like the whole season.
Did you watch Bel-Air, like the remake?
I tried, but like honestly, it doesn't hit the same. It's like
Yeah, it's definitely not the same.
No.
Which for me, that was kind of the draw.
Yeah.
Just because I expected to be just kind of like every other remake where they're trying to redo
Yeah.
the whatever it was they're remaking.
Yeah.
and it don't hit the same.
No.
Because I didn't realize, I don't know, I'll be under a rock sometimes, and so I didn't realize it was gonna be like a drama like that. Like I thought it was gonna be kind of like a new comedy, just with new
That's
characters
what I
and stuff
thought
like
too.
that. And then it was like something totally different, and so that kind of drew me in. I liked it. And then the guy, I don't remember his name, but he's a real good actor. Say again.
The Will Smith actor, like the guy.
Yeah, the guy who played Will Smith on there. What's his name? You know his name?
I know. I don't know. It's like,
Real good actor though. Shout out to that dude. Somebody drop his name in the chat. But yeah, you can tell that he studied
oh,
Will Smith, like
100%.
down to the mannerisms, bro. Like
Everything.
everything, bro.
Even dancing, everything. Like the first episode, is that classic scene where Will comes into the room and he says, "Move into the song." Like everything about it, even the ball, the shooting, everything. Of course, they added like new stuff inside of it. Like
yeah.
the Will Smith and his cousin, they're beefing like crazy. Like Carlton and Will were never that. Like they were never beefing like that.
Nah, they weren't beefing like that. Like they just had like a little rivalry, like a little friendly rivalry back in the day. But they was literally beefing, bro.
Yeah, he punched him in his face. Like, yeah, they took the show. Like, of course, they're trying to spice it up.
Yeah, and I like how they changed like a lot of the relationship dynamics. Like they made Hillary and Will much closer.
Yeah,
they changed like a lot of that stuff. I don't know if you saw like kind of how those characters developed like later on, but I do like how they changed the relationship dynamics there.
Yeah. Maybe I'll watch it. Like, I think I stopped at like episode 3 or 4, so it's not like I stopped like deep in it. So I don't know too much, but I'll give it another shot.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, it's obviously not the classic that the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is, but if I use that like as kind of like my barometer, there's not a whole lot of things that's gonna live up to that. Like in that space. So it was different, and I appreciate it, like the little differences or whatever.
Yeah,
and it gave me something to watch when
it's not
stuff goes slow.
Yeah, it's definitely
cool. And if you could win. If you won $10 million, sorry, I was reading something to distract me. If you won $10 million tomorrow, how would you use it?
Honestly, first, I would probably quit my job. I think as everyone would. and
you put it in 2 weeks, or you out?
Nah, I just say, deuces. Like, I'm out. I just say, yeah, 2-week notice, but like schedule me 1 day a week, maybe. Like,
yeah, notice I ain't here for 2 weeks. How about that?
But and then I would invest maybe $5 million in the future for the future. So whether that's a real estate, whether that's stock market, or whether I just hire myself a financial advisor, and then just for the fun of it, and maybe start like when you have that kind of money, starting a reptile business is not, it's not like a far fetch because let's say you don't make money, you still got money. So it's not about, it's just, just to do it on the side kind of thing where I would be picking up, of course, you'd be picking up some crazy DG compies, you'd be picking up like that. The crazy
stuff from Justin and Ozzy in the banks.
Like, here's $100 grand, give me 2 snakes. Like that's literally what it would be. Like, but like other than that, I'd have probably like a crazy reptile collection in like a crazy room. But yeah, other than that, nothing too crazy. And then of course, tell my girlfriend to quit her job too.
Nice. I meant to ask you. So, out of the other species you keep, what's your favorite one? And are you keeping your other, or your? I don't know if ball pythons is your favorite reptile species, but are you currently keeping like your favorite reptile species?
Yeah, so ball pythons is like, I guess it would say it's my favorite, but eventually would be green trees and then like the arboreal stuff.
Okay.
So it's like neck and neck. Like I love ball pythons, of course, because that's what I like. That's what my first drawn to. Like back in the day, a pied, you were losing your mind. Like how is this even real? But of course, as you age, you start to see other things. You start to see what's going on. So it definitely be ball pythons and then green trees / Amazon basins. Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah, even in this one, Hillary's a chef or something. I don't know what she was doing with food.
Yeah, she like a. So she a chef and she also like a social media, or she trying to be a social media
Yeah,
influencer.
yeah. I guess they try to cater to like the 21st century. Because back then, I was using social media.
Yeah.
You had email, I think, at most, probably.
Yeah. Back in the day, yeah.
Maybe they just upgraded her.
Like I remember before like internet was even a thing. Like I'm dating myself, but I remember before internet was a thing.
Yeah.
Like that's only like because like when I was in like elementary school, internet was a thing. Internet for me really didn't start becoming a thing until I was like in like 7th grade.
Okay.
And that was in like 1993.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess when I was born, internet was already full blown. I was 95.
Okay. Yeah. So the internet was full blown.
Yeah, because I remember going to my friend's house and you would turn the computer on and you hear
Yeah, that dial.
you hear that what's going on? And then right after you hear that you hear the phone ringing. So then,
Yeah, that was wild times, bro.
I remember that for internet. That's what I remember.
Yeah,
That was like what 02, 03, something around that.
and I remember back then, like that was it, bro. That was the thing, bro. Like
you were balling if you had
right.
Like,
you got internet at your crib, bro.
Yeah. We used to do when we were younger. We used to play a game called Slime Zone. It was like a soccer game where you had and that was like you played that. You had tournaments. Like I remember all my friends lining up. We were just doing tournaments. So yeah. I think I only got internet like maybe 05, 06 or
Yeah,
something.
I don't even remember when we got internet at the house. I might have been out of the house. I can't even remember, to be honest. Nicole said I was in my 2nd year of college in '93.
I wasn't even alive yet.
Me too, bro.
Yeah.
It was wild, bro. And I remember like the biggest thing for me to do back in the day on the internet, like log on to Yahoo and play Yahoo Spades.
Yahoo?
Yahoo Spades. Like that was social media.
Yeah. Even you remember when I think it was MSN or was it I think MSN. People used to always talk on MSN. What's going on with it? That was like our Facebook back in the day. We never got into MySpace. I don't think MySpace was huge here. I know.
Oh, real?
Yeah, maybe because I'm just younger at the time, but I know in America everybody was on MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace was like my introduction to like the new social media.
Yeah. Here, like maybe people had it, but maybe I was just too young, so I wouldn't have known. But yeah,
I remember having a top 8 and like having like the custom profile pages and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild. And then MySpace was gone like in the blink of an eye. Facebook started taking over because at first it was just like certain people on Facebook.
I think Facebook bought them, right? I think it was like something like that. I remember hearing.
Oh, I don't even know that.
Yeah.
Possibly. Yeah, I was addicted to Spades too, bro. That was my thing. Yeah. And MySpace days was wild.
I can only imagine. That's where all like the rappers now became big from.
Yeah. Like you used to do a lot on MySpace.
Yeah. I guess it's social media, so
I don't even remember how to log on to my MySpace. I don't even know if my account's still active.
I don't even think I ever typed in MySpace, let alone anything.
Yeah. All right. So what's one question you wished I would have asked you, and how would you have answered it?
Honestly, you've hit all the good questions. So, if anything, I don't know. Like, maybe where do you see yourself producing in a couple of years?
All right. And what's that?
So it would be like I mentioned, triple recessive. So the ultramel compide, hypo ultramel compide. So you get the quad, We get a whole bunch of codoms inside the triples. It's literally endless, as you can see.
Yeah.
Since like here, we're here, but even he's still producing crazy stuff like that. Example DG clown. I think it was example DG clown.
Example DG clown. Yeah.
And it's like he only got one. So imagine there's still potential to hit a pastel exotic DG clown or a later DG. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many things you can do. So in terms of my future, what I plan to is definitely do the triples. And first I gotta tackle the doubles, but then we get to the doubles, then I go into the triples, then the quads, and then who knows? Maybe if the odds guys even allows you to hit, pentas and stuff like that. After that, it's like who knows what you can do, man. It's definitely just to upgrade your stuff to like crazy level.
Absolutely, and I like the way you're doing it too. Like you're focusing on specific recessives.
Yeah,
work well together, and you can kind of like interchange them and build on.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
sense. Yeah. All right, bro. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show tonight. We at about an hour and a half right now.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming on the show tonight, though. It was dope talking with you. Dope learning more about you, and hopefully, man, we'll see you soon.
For sure.
Before you get out of here, let everybody know where they can find you online.
Yeah, so as my name is just Jaffy Exotics, you can find me on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. It's all the same handle. So you just come over to my YouTube channel, subscribe, see what's going on with my collection, and I'll definitely check you out too. So it's not even just a one-way street. I'll definitely check you out, see what you got going on. Comment here and there, subscribe to your channel and stuff like that. So yeah.
For sure. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for coming on. Loving the collection, loving what you're doing. We're in a lot of the same projects, so you know what I'm saying. We definitely go do work together.
100%.
Definitely. All right, I'll put you backstage real quick. We'll play the intro. To everyone in the chat, thank y'all for coming out. We appreciate the support. If you haven't liked the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please go over to all of the social media outlets. I posted a link in the chat for Jaffy Exotics. Please make sure you follow him everywhere he can be followed. Y'all have a great night.
Appreciate it.